Hey, what's up? What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I, Mark, get to have open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and hopefully I just get to provide you with some new perspectives, new ways to think about things, new kind of, like I said, perspectives maybe about some obstacles that you might be facing, some challenges in your life, maybe some situations that you're in, whatever it is. But the reason I started this podcast is just to basically start these conversations and try and alleviate the suffering for those of you who are out there that are maybe suffering in silence. And so, yeah, whether you maybe don't know how to start the conversation, who to talk to, or what words to put to the feelings or emotions that you're, feeling, hopefully I can connect with you and let you understand that no matter what it is you're going on or that you have going on, you're not alone, and life can and will get better for you. So that's all I got going on. So let's jump into what it is I actually want to talk about today, right? And so this is something that I've been thinking about the last couple of days. It's actually something that came to my mind the other day when me and my roommate were watching this Jordan Peterson video that he dropped the other day. And he was talking about kind of how life in Canada especially, specifically he was talking about Canada. He did mention a couple other places, but he was saying in the last couple of years how our systems have just put on an all-time stress, and we're kind of, playing with fire. And if you live in Canada or you live in North America, anywhere in North America, actually, if you live pretty much anywhere in the world other than Florida, you've probably felt the same kind of pressures in the last couple of years, right? With these restrictions, with these mandates, with what we have going on in our lives. And, regardless of how you feel, I'm not trying to start, if you've listened to my podcast before, if you follow me on Instagram, you kind of know where my stance is on those types of things, but that's not what I'm trying to discuss today. What I am trying to discuss is, it really made me reflect back on what life was like before all this bullshit started. And I kind of was thinking about the couple years leading up to the pandemic, so like maybe 2016, 2017, 2018, and I think about how crazy life actually was, like how miraculous it actually was that, we lived in a society, a place where, even on your worst day, your life was still pretty fucking magnificent. And if you think about, the human experience in total, if you think about every human that's ever lived, your life, even during this pandemic, is pretty much the best experience you can have as a human being. And there's people that are willing to argue that. And if you are one of those people, come on the show and we'll fucking have this discussion right here. But I think that it's inarguable that this is the best time to, really be a human. And like I said, these fucking stupid mandates and restrictions aside, because I think it's insane to think that, even though we do have, these over fucking bearing governments and shitty mandates, we don't have things like, saber-tooth tigers coming into our houses and ripping us to shreds in the morning. We don't have to worry about, a lot of us, sleeping outside in the conditions that Mother Nature would have you subject to. A lot of us have roofs over our head. We have food in our fridge. We have clothes on our body. And we could order a fucking pizza by hitting 3 buttons on our phone. And so I think that all in all, we pretty much have the best experience that you possibly can have as a human being. We have a safe place to exercise for the most part, even though our gyms are shut down because for some reason that's healthy for us. We can still run outside. We can still exercise. And we don't have to worry about, all these different threats that our ancestors might have had to worry about. We don't have to worry about, life expectancy being fucking 27 years old, because we have most modern medicine. And, again, I don't want to run down the rabbit hole of big pharma, but there's a huge portion of our society that can live a lot longer than it used to, right? So our life expectancy is way higher. And I think you get the point or the basis of what I'm trying to say, right? If you reflect back on your lifetime, chances are you've had it pretty fucking good. And I think a lot of us, including myself, take that shit for granted. And how can you fucking expect to be happy if you live a life which is pretty much the epitome of a perfect human experience. Again, aside from the stupid fucking bullshit mandates we've been dealing with the last couple of years, how can you live a life that's so goddamn perfect and then expect to be happy when you're consistently thinking about how shitty things are? You know, you can look back at history, and you know, if you're anything like like I am, you probably have looked back into history in the last couple of years. You probably have maybe read some different books about maybe World War II or even later times. You know, maybe the Viking Ages, and you read about how people used to be fucking scalped or beheaded, and then you think back to, you know, how many times have you seen that happen in person? Probably not very often, right? You think about all these different experiences and lives that you could have lived if you think about all these different time frames in the universe, in the world. And we pretty much got plopped in the safest, cushiest, comfortablest, happiest place that you possibly could have been born into. And so with that being said, I want you to fucking, you know, take a look at your life. I want you to take a reflect back on it. I want you to maybe take a second, maybe, I don't know, whether it's the morning, afternoon, evening, whenever the fuck you're listening to this at. Take a second to, you know, maybe write this down, maybe have a conversation with yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, maybe just fucking write it in your notes app in your phone, but think about the things that you are grateful for. Think about the things that, you know, because when I think about it, like, think about the things that are fucking miracles. Like the fact that, like, literally none of us, I mean, and this is, could be a good thing or a bad thing, but it's pretty fucking miraculous that none of us really carry cash anymore. We don't even hold cash on our phone. Like, we have all of our money on our phones. That's fucking insane. Like, think about all the things that not only do you take for granted or that you're grateful for, but just think about the things that are fucking insane that we've accomplished that we can, you know, have access to on a daily basis. Because personally, when I do have those kind of feelings where I'm looking back and I'm like, man, that's fucking crazy. We live in a society where, you know, maybe there's public transportation, for example. You can look at a fucking sign, and 9 times out of 10, the sign is going to tell you when the bus will arrive. And then at that time, the fucking bus arrives. Can you, like, think about how fucking crazy life actually can be sometimes? And when you do reflect back on these things and you think about how grateful you are for these things, you know, it's no wonder we're fucking so pissed off or so upset when these things get taken away, because we never actually are thankful for them. And so that's what I want to leave you with today. This is a short little sweet episode, but I hope that this kind of gave you a new perspective or just reminded you to fucking not be so selfish and just take a look at what you have in your life. And don't take it for granted. Just be thankful for what you have. You know, be thankful for what you have had in the past. If you've lost it and you're grieving over that loss, then fuck, like, I get it. It hurts, but you had it in the first place. So just be thankful that you fucking got to experience it. And you know what? Your life will probably be a lot more enjoyable. So that's all I got. I hope I was able to help you out or at least entertain you this week, or I guess this episode, because we have episodes twice a week if you're new here. Every single Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. PST. Yeah, PST. I'm in the PST time zone. And I think that's the time zone. Is that the time zone? Okay, that's the time zone. So that's all I got for today. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for showing the support. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, fucking share that shit. Hit the notification bell. If you listen to the podcast version of this, rate 5 stars on Spotify. That's a brand new feature, so make sure you do that. Help me out. And then if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, leave a review, leave 5-star review, type something up that's nice. It'll make me feel good. So share the show. Help me grow. Much love. Peace out, motherfuckers.